So I bought a car cash yesterday, and I'm on my way back home to edit these videos, and my car breaks down. So I bought the car yesterday, now I'm stuck on the highway, waiting to be rescued. So I spent all my money on the car, but it wasn't going to be a problem because I'm always making money. I always got money coming in. But without having a car, being in the house for 2 months, it's been a bit of a problem. So I've been online trying to figure out what I'm going to do, getting money in here, doing this, doing that, trying to hold my life together. And of course, because I'm Kevin, I'm going to pull it off. So it's fine. But right now, I ain't got no money left. So I'm just holding on to things, doing my push-ups, going on my runs, and doing a bunch of shit online to make something happen. So basically, I do my push-ups, I get some computer work done, I work on some business, I try to make some things happen, I try to bring some money in, I talk to people, I reach out to people, I handle all my stuff, I go on my runs, and then when my boy gets off work, I go and work on the car every day. But, yeah. He's a loser! The bottom of the car fell out the car, and I, of course, caught it with one arm to save the day, to save all our lives. And this man has witnessed it. Everyone thinks I'm lying about everything all the time. Everyone thinks my stories are mythical fables, but he saw it firsthand.
"2,000 years later."
On my way to go get a car wash, and walking down the stairs, I had a couple ideas that have been permeating in my mind for a while about the way we live our lives, and they came about as I was thinking about how to proceed forward with my life. I don't really want to go back and do the things that I was doing before to make money, but I had some thoughts about that. I've also been watching this documentary about the Cold War, and what I've realized is that we all cast judgment on things that we all do ourselves. Life is all a big hypocrisy, but in a specific manner, it's really agitating to me, right? And I'll use an example of a drug dealer, right? Something that happens with selling drugs is someone that's at a higher level will go talk to teenage kids and try to get them to sell the drugs for them. Because if they get caught up, they get the advantage of the juvenile leniency system and all that stuff. And sometimes it might fuck their life up because they might be 16, 17, get caught with drugs, guns, and then go to jail and then have a juvenile record and all that, and they'll be in the system. Which is fucked up. I'm not saying that's not fucked up. But then you look at things like the U.S. government. They were sending 16, 17, 18-year-old kids to Vietnam and World War II, where they just fucking walked off a boat and got head tapped and just died instantly before their life even started. But they have a different frame and a different wrapping around it, that you're protecting your country and all these things. Well, what about the person that was selling drugs to make money to protect their family? Both situations are terrible, but it's the same exact thing. And then you take it another step, and one that's even more veiled is corporate America. Everything they do in corporate America is underlying with violence. The reason they like to hire older people that have wife, family, and kids is because they can use that leverage against them to make them need the job more to do better work so that they get locked into that system. That's violence. They're pitting your family and your needs to take care of your family against you to keep you in a unfair system, to make pennies on the dollar. Right? But I don't like to be a victim of things, so I don't like to, because ultimately you do have a choice. You could say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go do it on my own. But you do have to face the consequences of doing what you need to do to get it done. But what you'll come to find out is when you're running your own operation is you're gonna be put in situations where you're gonna end up having to do the exact same thing of the examples I laid out before, where you're recruiting young kids to sell drugs. Don't sell drugs and don't do that, but if you are doing that, you'll come in this situation where you see why you would do it that way. And then if you were some government official, you would understand why you use propaganda and these types of messages to get people to sign up for the war, because you need soldiers to defend the country. You do. But the thing is, we cast judgment on these things as if everyone else is an evil person when you in your own life will have to do these things in order to be effective. Or you're going to be the person that these things happen to, one way or the other. So who's right, who's wrong? I like to take the approach that I'm not going to be the pawn that gets sacrificed and has to run off a boat and gets head tapped. I'll take the consequences of whatever comes with telling somebody, fuck off, no, I'm not going to your war, or no, I'm not working that job to get underpaid to do this. I'll face the consequences. I'm that guy. But I think we all have to make our choices, and I think a bad way to look at it is to cast judgment on others as if everyone else is a bad person, when in the end you have the choice and the responsibility to be who you want to be and make the choices you want to be regardless of the consequences. You don't have to be a victim. So I got the car situation figured out, but I ain't got no money left. So the new goal is going to be stack up 10 grand so I can get my life back going and we have a little savings and a little base to work with.